Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Live-ish. Of course, me are Paul Sanders, and this here is our... Where'd you go? Uh-oh. Did I mess the timeline up? Riley. Well, you guys are here, so the show must go on, I guess. The reason why I'm here and a little bit out of continuity is I've been participating in the YouTube 1K challenge this week, presented by Sean Cannell, hopefully I'm saying your name right, and the Think Media team. This week's challenge was to create kind of a review of a product and film it. We kind of don't do reviews on Live-ish. That's what we were kind of building for over on Retro New Review. I mean, that's kind of in the title, but I will make an exception because we're not exactly ready yet for Retro New Review. So we're going to do a review on Live-ish here, and we're going to like break the ice a little bit. Break the ice? Is that how it goes? We're gonna wade the waters. We're gonna trim the seas. We're gonna stitch the curtains. We're going to marinate the chicken. Test the waters. That's it. We're going to test the waters. I want to hear in the comments below. So this is an audience participation thing on top of it. What'd you think of the review? Because, you know, this is going to set the precedent for our other show that's coming up. Riley, if you can get the... Yeah, all right. I guess I'm gonna have to do it myself. There we go. But this has been on my shelves for a little bit. You know, we picked this out in one of our shopping sprees. I was gonna show it in the box. I was going to reserve it for Retro No Review, but I want to see what this is. So why don't we crack into this? So you get an unboxing within this video, and you'll get my sorry attempt for a review, I guess. But let's break right into this and see what we got. This is the Ecto-1 from the new film that is coming out by Ivan Reitman's son. I will the answer right down there of who that is. But there's the front of the box. Here's the back of the box. Apparently a licensed edition from General Motors, and it's even got a unique little sticker that I'm supposed to scan with my phone, but probably won't. In true Live-ish fashion, I am allowing you guys to see firsthand that it is a box container within a box. Who knew? That's here. It looks like you can see the Ecto-1 this way, so I am going to do it this way so you can see it coming out of the box and make nice scratchy noises and everything. So there we go. There's what it looks like inside. Of course, there's some assembly required. That's why I picked this. Here is some of the trinkets that will be attaching. There is no zip ties, but it is banded in. So I'm going to clip the bands and carefully not to nick the paint or the plastic. And there we go. Rubber band holding the door shut so that they don't come sliding open. You don't want your Ghostbusters flying out of the Ecto-1 when they come around the corner. I did the dumb thing of actually looking for the instructions, knowing that I don't ever read the instructions, but I was going to read the instructions because, you know, I'm on camera and I didn't want to look like a fool. And the makers there at Hasbro know that people don't read the instructions, and so they therefore didn't bother including them. So kudos for not including the instructions, because I wouldn't have read them anyway. I think this is the top piece. I am just trying to figure out where this goes. It looks like, according to the picture, this goes towards the back, and it just snaps in like so. Easy peasy. I can see why they didn't include the instructions. Not that I would have read them anyway. There we go. And, you know, we take care of this stuff here. We have a long band, and we have a short band that has two ends. It looks like the long band, of course, goes here on the front, I'm going to guess. No, wait, there's another one here. There's this band too. All right, so we got 3 bands. I'm going to guess the way it looks in the picture that this is the front band. And it's snapped in like so. So there's a port on this side. So I'm pretty sure that this band is in, maybe goes to this, maybe. Just right. There we go. So there's that. There's a ladder. And the ladder goes, haha, ladder goes. So there's a slot here. A slot here. There's a slot. Where is it? There's a slot here. There's a slot here. And there's a slot right here at the top. So there's a slot here, and a slot at the top. So, and according to the picture, let's not put this over the antenna. According to the picture, this goes in that slot. So therefore, just by sheer guess, these go here. They don't really snap too terribly hard. So I guess you can kind of lift them off later on if you want, if you don't want this piece on. But there's that. There's, of course, is the little gun, which appears to go here. It should be, yep. Should be right there. We have these hoses, these him, her hoses here. Hoses here, him, her. Huh. Haha. So there's a slot down here, and there's a slot right here on the hoses. So this slot, excuse my huge fingers, it will probably block the view. Had there been instructions, it probably would have told me, hey, dummy, put this in first. But a little bit of TLC gets in there. And now there should be ports on the top. I see them. Ports are right in there. So one plugs into slot A, and the other one goes into port 2. Well, looks like there's a little paint. When they painted this, they didn't care to keep away from the off-white paint of the rest of the stuff. So my gun has a little bit of white paint all over it from the rest of the machinery. All right, so now there's this piece. And according to the picture, this piece goes back here. Aha. There's a port, angular port right here. So, like so. Bob is your sister's brother. There we go. Well, this piece I know doesn't go on any of this. This piece is a little like you get the car, and then you got a little car. So you got the car for the big boys, and then you got the cars for the little kids. It looks like it's actually it has a trap on it. So it's a trap. It's one of the ghost traps on wheels. So I'm assuming that maybe they drive it via remote control. But they show that the back door opens, and this little rover here sits just inside there, just inside the little door. Interesting door. Alright, so the door's on a hinge. The door's on a hinge, and then the hinge actually pulls out from the back so that you can actually utilize it without rubbing too much on the paint. There's a port on this side, right here. And this piece leads to, so there should be another port, yep, right there. There's a port here and a port there. So this snaps in only one way. And the other piece pops into there. So there we go. So I showed the back door. The back door where we keep our little Land Rover or little trap. The front door, of course, where we get the driver. You know, we got to get like Egon or Ray or Winston to drive the car. I don't know if Peter ever drove the car. Is there ever shots of Peter driving the car? I think most of the time you ever see it is montage. I think Ray drives it in the sequel. This door does not open, which I'm actually not surprised considering all the whatnot that's around it. then this door, well, this door opens up and breaks right off. Haha. This door, it just actually came off the snaps, not broken. No worries, no broken, not broken. It just, there we go. Snaps back on there, but it actually rotates all the way out because if you've seen the first trailer, and again, spoilers, I'm sorry if you haven't seen the first trailer, there's a seat that slides out. And of course, appears to have a proton pack on the back and an armrest, and that's where your guy sits and shoots. This is on a track of its own, so it just slides in and out. And you can just push the door closed. Maybe. I'm gonna open this up for a second because, oh yeah, here we go. And then you have the door for Winston and everybody, the other gang to ride along. So it appears like this might close first because it snaps into each other, and then this one snaps in front of it. We have unboxed and looked at really close the Ecto-1 from the new Ghostbusters movie coming out soon. The paint job is really excellent. I like how like the logo is scratched, how they have details in the in the paint to make it look rusted. I mean, even the tires. I mean, the tires feel like plastic, but they are all painted to look old and used and scuffed. I mean, believe it or not, there's an actual underside. It's not just flat plastic. A lot of rust, a lot of detail. Nice little attentions to detail with all the hoses and whatnot to connect. From what I know of the first two films, the doors are a bit tricky. It's this double hinge thingy. It's going to be that's going to be on the test. That's going to be a industry term thingy. My biggest complaint is this door right here. This door, whoever's going to be sitting in the seat is going to be doing a lot of holding on to their butts. This door doesn't want to shut right. It doesn't really seem to sit properly, which may be me. Maybe once the cameras are off, I will set it properly. But then once you do get it set, you have to be careful when you open it, or you just rip it all right off the hinges. And the paint flaw on the part is going to set off my OCD quite frequently, and I'm going to be just sitting there going, I personally am not like a person that can do touch-ups and stuff, but there are people out in the modding community that can do that stuff. If you can, and if this is a frequent thing, then by all means have at it. My review is I pretty much got what I wanted. I mean, the door situation kind of sucks, but I'm actually kind of excited to have it there. I kind of wish that there was an addition, and maybe there is an addition, where the lights actually work. Like maybe there's lights in a sound chip to make the go off. But that's about it. That's my review. It's pretty cool, and it will go on my shelf. How's that for a review? Honestly, though, if you want me to do a better review, or if there's something that I missed or something I'm overlooking, the whole hallmark of Live-ish is that it was supposed to be a live video, and we still, even though it's to tape, we still do, well, to tape, but we still do this without a script. It is a lot of shooting from the hip. So maybe there's something that I'm just not aware of, or I overlooked, or anything. Please comment in the comment section. Let me know, because we are building an actual review show coming up, and I'm curious to know what you collectors would like to know, or even non-collectors, people that are just kind of getting into collecting, what you would like to know as far as reviews. I stay away from other reviews when it comes to this kind of stuff, because I kind of try to not want it to influence me. I kind of want to do something that feels original. But maybe that's a mistake on me. Maybe I need to watch those kind of things so I know how to build a better review. But please, totally let me know how this went, and what you'd like to see in the future, what items you'd like to see in the future, how you'd like to review in the future, and ultimately, I'd love it if you just hit that subscribe button. Riley, you want to take a... I guess I'm just going to be here alone.